Did you enjoy school or have any friends?
I didn't really spend that much time in school. Our family kind of got a pass on many of the make-home laws. So me, along with the rest of my siblings, kind of just went in for the first day and then didn't show up for the rest of the year. We kind of stayed away from other people. We didn't like bothering them or bothering with them. So it was weird growing up.
Did you ever talk to Burris in school?
At school, I tried to talk to Burris a few times, and he was very shy. He wouldn't talk to anybody. He wouldn't do his work, and he was very impolite to all the teachers and students as well.
What was it like after your father died?
It was hard on all of us, especially since our mother passed away a couple of years before. When you're orphaned as a kid, especially as young as some of us were, it's really hard on everyone, especially our oldest sister, Mayella. Our father was never really nice to her as a kid, as a teenager, as an adult, and when he passed away, she had to kind of take on most of the responsibilities that he had and that my mom had, so she definitely had it the hardest. The rest of us, we didn't really spend that much time with our dad anyway, but the ones that did were definitely affected the most. Yeah.
After all that happened, did you feel bad for Burris?
Burris is not really his father, so I guess I did feel bad for Burris at the time. None of us really knew what anything was. Like, nobody knew what was right from wrong. It was kind of just like what happened in Maycomb. His father didn't know right from wrong either. He just did what he wanted to do. So Burris was an orphan too. So we had nothing to do with that, and I kind of just felt bad for him a little. But he's also not his father, so I couldn't really do anything about that either.
Would you consider each other friends?
I mean, being honest, we didn't really get along in school. He kind of threatened to kill me in second grade, so that kind of stuck with us. But after we settled our differences and matured a little bit, I would say that we're pretty close friends.
Can you describe the night that Bob Yule tried to kill you?
Me and Jem were walking back from the pageant at school, and we thought Cecil Jacobs was behind us, so we just went along with it. But then Jem kept hearing footsteps, and all of a sudden I couldn't see around me in my costume, and I was on the ground, and Jem was yelling at me to run, so I started running, and next thing you know, someone was on top of me, and I felt like something hit my costume, and then someone pulled somebody, I thought it was Jem, pulled somebody off of me, and next thing you know, I woke up at the house with Atticus.
What was it like growing up in your household?
I mean, it wasn't always easy, as I'm sure you know. My father was a racist and an alcoholic, and he would spend most of our relief checks on alcohol. He just wasn't the most pleasant person to deal with, especially when he got drunk. We definitely lived a very isolated life. We kept to ourselves and had a lot of leeway when it came to things, which I guess had its pros and cons, but it definitely messed up us and our siblings in the long run. Right now I work at a grocery store, and I'm sure if I went to school, I could have a lot different career. During the time of the trial too, he kind of just used what was going on as a way of clearing his name along with framing a black person, which I guess to him seemed like a win-win when you clearly know it's wrong. Looking back on it, I definitely see how wrong it really was. He just was an innocent man trying to help out our sister out of the kindness of our heart, and somehow my father used that against him. So.
After 20 years, what changed in Maycomb?
Well, I was drafted into the war, so I wasn't here for much of it, but what I was here for was we all grew in character, and I think we realized each other as a family instead of a neighborhood now.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years is a long time period, no matter what town it's in. So a lot of the people unfortunately passed away, but many new people came into. I still remember the day Miss Maudie passed away, and that was the day people really started coming together and really acting like a family instead of a community. Most of us really developed as people too. People like me, people like Chuck, that were just immature kids fighting each other in school ground, now have jobs, now went to war, have families. So everyone overall has just changed.
I feel like 20 years is a long time, and we've all grown in maturity. We don't talk about childish things anymore. We realize right from wrong, and we have our own individual persons instead of acting like somebody else or trying to fit in. So